Namaste and welcome in the series of cybersecurity. This side is Meena and today I will discuss about the data life cycle. And being a cybersecurity professional or a cybersecurity warrior, you must understand it because data is a backbone of a company, of an organization, and until unless we are not able to understand what is the life cycle, what are the phase or what the security methods we can use, we will not be able to proceed. Okay, so let's start today. Here is the data that's actually, and that is the person who is the owner of it. Okay, so what are the different phases that data pass? For example, we create a file that can be Word file, Excel file, okay, or that can be the P or the PDF file. This can be any information or the information that's related to the database, or that information can be the uh, events generated by our number of devices, or the information it can be the employee information, the customer information. So data first phase, just we create it, and after creating it we store somewhere. Okay, whether you have stored it on your hard drive, or on the server, or on the data center, or on the cloud, it's depend upon where you store it, and then we use it for further accessing it, for uh, changing something modification, then we use it. Okay, and if you want to share with other person, then that goes to the share phase. And if we want to store it for keep uh, at right place, and for the duration we set it, for example after 2 years that information will be irrelevant, and then we will delete. Okay, so archive, and then finally we delete it. And what methods we are deleting, uh, sometime the information can be very sensitive, so it will totally wipe out from your device, so that there should not be any possible way to recover it. So these are the different phases of a data just pass through. Okay, and when data at rest means where it's stored and you are not using it, so it should be encrypted. Either you are just encrypting the whole disk file level, or the folder, or the record level, what type of encryption you are putting or the implementing on your data there. And when you create a data, we must be aware of how important it is, what are the values it is contain, and we need to classify it. Until unless we will not identify, yes, this is important, is having the security level of that as per our company, or the importance for our company, this is having that much of the value. So we need, how just we come to know is this information, if some breach will happen, how much damage it will put on our organization. Okay, so the class, whatever the most critical data or the important data, definitely we will provide the more security on it. Okay, so the classification, just it can be like confidential, it's depend upon company to company, sector to sector, what type of tagging you are providing to your data. Say like confidential, it's data, it's proprietary or secret or sensitive, or the internal use or the public use, it depend upon. Okay, and then when we create some data, is having some labels, we can when it is just created, what are the handling directions, what you can do with it. Okay, and where was the source, and what type of access you have, either maybe in some files you cannot have access to copy the content, cannot delete it, depends upon what type of data and what access you are having on. And when we are uh, dealing in the cloud or the internet, that means our data from this boundary which we are having now, it is crossing out of, so it must be secure. So there are different methods which can provide as a protection when our data is passing from our network or from our boundary to the public network, okay, or on the private cloud. What's that can be? That can be the security on the cloud, access security, DLP, or the digital right, or we can use the encryption, VPN, HTTPS, TLS, or accessing the data over the like telnet is the play send the data in the plain text, so we can use SSH. It will give the security and it will encrypt there. So there are different ways when we are sending our data outside and providing the security. Clear? Here is when outsider are accessing our data. Okay, so what type of uh, protection level we are providing to those data? Maybe we are not giving complete access to the user who is accessing, or the employee, or the other vendor which is uh, need to access that data. Okay, there are the multiple methods which can control the access of it. Okay, first of all, there is identity and access management, which will give the right particular user or the group is having certain kind of restrictions to access on the data. Okay, or masking, or anonymizing, tokenizing, or there are multiple ways we can control who is who accessing our data and what limit they can have access, what they can do. Okay. This is the data life cycle, and there are the multiple ways when we are storing, when we are giving access to the other person, and we are sending our data from our network to the another network. At different level we need to put, okay. And in an you can follow me on the cybersecurity prism, so that you will get the notification for the next session, and also share the video with your friends so that they will also able to understand the data life cycle. Okay, and in the next session I will discuss about what each developer needs to know to survive, because cybersecurity is for everyone. When developers are developing some software or the applications, why they just need the cyber, and it's very important for their career to understand. Namaste, see you in the next session.